My name's Helena Paul and I'm co-director of EcoNexus, which is a small public interest research organisation. With the election, it's very important to realise that, of course, the Tories are, although there are some traditional landowners who might be resistant to GM, the main body of the Tory party is definitely not resistant. And George Eustace, the Minister for the Department of Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, has indicated his willingness, after Brexit, to consider completely relaxing the rules on GM in the UK. So I think that's a clear indication of what the Tory government will think of doing. Whoever is elected, of course, we are committed to Brexit. And the problem with Brexit is this, that once outside the EU, the UK won't have to abide by EU regulations, because the EU has always enshrined the precautionary principle in its legislation, which is a careful approach to innovation. And the UK government for a long time has been saying that they object to the precautionary principle because it's a barrier to innovation. And so they want to install an innovation principle alongside it or instead of it. And basically the British government, ever since the first GM came along, has been saying what we need is these new technologies. We can get patents, we can make a lot of money, we can be leaders in these technologies. So each time they come, they say, yes, we'll jump on this particular bandwagon. GM animal feed is part of our diet, in the sense that if you eat eggs, bacon or meat that is not organic, you are likely to be eating the product of GM crops. GM food was introduced to the United States without any kind of notification through labelling, so people had no idea that their food was being changed, certainly not at first. And finally, there's the issue of public relations. Now, the founder of public relations, Edward Bernays, had a great name for it all. He called it the engineering of consent. And as I see it, advertising is getting even more cunning these days, with social media targeting you personally for your preferences. So I imagine that advertising is actually becoming even more powerful psychologically than ever before.